Welcome to the whatever.
The Ride or Die Podcast.
Yeah.
Say it.
The Ride or Die Podcast.
And we're recording. Welcome to the Ride or Die Podcast. Woo. Good morning. You guys drink coffee when you wake up in the morning? I do. I got a cup of Joe right now. Yeah, it's 6 in the morning. Like 6:15 in the morning. I gotta go to work today. I gotta drive across the state and go do my real job. I'm so excited to quit. So excited. One more year. That's my goal. One more year. So that being said, so I live this lifestyle of, well, I make a good salary, let's say. And I tend to buy a lot of things, like stuff I don't need. And I've been doing this for years. I could go back in detail why I do that, but it is what it is. I definitely go on like Instagram. I used to go on Instagram. I don't use Instagram that much anymore. I go on Instagram, and then they have that whole thing where every time you search something on like Safari or the web, and it's in your Instagram or it's in your Facebook, or you talk about it and it's in your Instagram and your Facebook, and it's so creepy. But that's the way life is. Like, that's the way America and the world is made, by buying products and selling products. And I'm trying to get into that business too, with Cerakoting and engraving, and I've done a bunch of really cool stuff that I'm really excited about. But to get to that, well, I'm that person that's gonna be selling stuff. I gotta quit buying stuff. I gotta minimalize what I have. So I took this kind of minimalist lifestyle, not like full minimalist lifestyle, because I got a lot of stuff. I like my podcast room is, it is a podcast room. Like, it's probably one of the better podcast rooms probably anybody would really seen. That's not like high production. Like, it's like, I had my friend Katie on the podcast last week or the other day, and she's just like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, I do everything 100%. And that's what I'm trying to get out of. Like, I don't need to do everything 100%. I can just do little things here and there and just try to make it work, take the things that I have and rebuild them. Like on my desk outside where I got my desktop and my laser engraver, I took this old drawing table I had in my bedroom, broke it apart, and now I got some wood that's hanging on my garage. I'm going to refinish it and put it on there, and then hopefully it looks dope. I don't know. I'm just going to try. Like, I really don't care how it looks as long as it holds everything and everything is actually kind of organized. But so looking at this minimal lifestyle, Broly, if you can see, let's see here, this right-hand corner, there's my dog. He's my producer, or he tries. He's a little annoying little pup. He's not annoying. I love him so much. But first thing I did, I started with my closet. So my closet has a whole bunch of clothes, and I got rid of a little bit here and there. But what I started doing, every time I wear something and I wash it, whenever I hang it back up, because I think washing clothes is easy, but the hardest thing in the world is actually putting clothes away. I think there's so much truth. The hardest thing in the world is putting clothes away. But every time I hang everything up, I put everything on the right that I hang up. And when I wear something new, I put it on the right. So everything after like 6 months on the left, I'm going to get rid of. I don't need it. I'm going to go donate it. Like, besides like, my dress clothes, my suits and stuff like that. The stuff that like those occasional outfits. Occasional outfits. So that's where I'm really starting right there. And then I'm going to go to my bedroom, and I bet you my bedroom's pretty much cleaned out. But I want to do the same thing in there, right? Everything that I don't use, I'm going to get rid of. And then I'm going to go to my living room. Then I'm going to go to the kitchen, and I'm going to get this what I watched. This guy had a junk box. And every time I see something I don't think I need, I'm going to put it in that junk box. And after like a couple months, if I don't have to go back in that junk box, donate the junk box or throw it. Might as well it's all in there. Go through it, throw it. But everybody has attachment to weird things, and I think Buddha said the root of all suffering is attachment, and there's a lot of truth to that. Like I got clothes from high school, from past relationships. Like I'm like I can't get rid of it. There's so many good memories. Nope, sorry, not anymore. Memories are in your head, and that's where they belong, right? Yeah, I don't need a T-shirt or anything like that to remind me of something in high school. So, like, oh, I'm not wearing that shirt. I thought I had a different shirt on, but I have this cut off high school T-shirt that I still wear, so I'm still gonna keep it. But it's one of those things like you don't need these things to remember stuff by. Your memories are in your head, and I think that was such an interesting thing someone told me, and I like it. But after my rooms, I'm I'm gonna start looking at like the things I had. Like I used to drive this 2014 Jeep SRT, a little zoom zoom. It moved. It was fast, 500 and some horsepower, and I loved it. But what I started to realize, like I sold it just so I could put more money into my home business. But after I started driving my 2002 Tahoe, and this thing has like almost 250,000 miles on it. It doesn't start in the cold. I got to jump it all the time, and it has a new battery, and and I'm just so grateful to have it because when I was driving that Jeep, I felt entitled. I don't know why. Probably because it was nice. I felt entitled, like I can do whatever. I'm cool. Look at me. And I was like, now that I have something that's very unstylish, I'm more grateful for it. Like I gotta take care of it. I gotta make sure things work. Like it has a CD player and a tape cassette player, and right now I got one of those tape cassette players with the little annex cord, and I plug it into a Bluetooth uh, receiver, and then I can actually Bluetooth my phone to listen to stuff. So I can do that, and plus I still have a CD from high school in there. It's actually dope. My jiu-jitsu coach drove by me, and I waved at him. He's like, "I didn't even recognize you." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "When did you get this vehicle?" And I'm like, "Oh, I sold my Jeep." And he goes, "Really?" He goes, "Why?" I go, "Just want a little bit of things that are less important. Like I was with my Jeep. Oh, I got a scratch on it. Oh, like something broke inside of it. Oh, this happened." And then you get frustrated. Now I got this 2002 Tahoe. It has heated seats, by the way, so that's pretty dope. Uh, like I don't care. It doesn't matter if someone scratches it or anything like that. It's just a vehicle. So that's what I'm driving, and I'm so proud. And it also goes to another thing. Uh, like I'm gonna go into people real quick. So this blew my mind so much. Uh, I was at the bar and I saw this pretty blonde. So I waved over and we started talking and we're getting along. And I go, "Do you like motorcycles?" She's like, "Oh no, 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 no. I don't like motorcycles." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Blah this." And then her friend showed up. And these people very much look bougie, we'll say. And this guy looks at me and he goes, "Ooh, you lost it when you said motorcycle." And I'm like, "Huh?" And I started talking to this gal again, and he said something. And then he goes, "She don't do motorcycles. We do Ferraris and Lamborghinis." And I'm like, "Huh? Is this real? Is this person really telling me this in Fargo, North Dakota? You do Ferraris and Lamborghinis?" And I looked at him, I'm like, "I do Tahoes and Harleys." And I kind of giggled at him and laughed at him and walked away and thinking, what a bunch of losers. And that's another thing. Me having that Jeep, like like I don't want people to like me because they think I have money. I want people to like me because I'm me. I don't care that I drive a 2002 Yukon. I'm grateful for it. I don't want, like, if me being able to talk to that girl means I need to show that I have money, no thank you. Like, get out of the clouds and get your feet dirty in the dirt. Like that blew my mind so much that maybe there's a lot of people in my life that were like that. Uh, it's kind of crazy to think about that people are so naive and so, what's the word I'm looking for? Entitled. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting too much into that, but it just blew my mind that these people basically look at me like I'm trash because I don't sport something expensive. I don't know. What a bunch of. I'm trying to be nice when I say this, losers. But whatever, they live their life. That's all it is. But and the same thing with minimalizing my life. I minimalize how much internet use I use. So every morning I wake up, I pray my rosary, talk to God, meditate, whatever you say. But afterwards, I usually sit on my couch, finish my coffee, and then I put on YouTube. And then all of a sudden another channel comes up, and then another channel comes up, and all of a sudden it's like, man, I just wasted 45 minutes watching YouTube. So what I ended up doing is putting my AirPods in my ears, clicking music or a podcast or a YouTube video, and then I go, because all I'm doing right there sitting in the morning is watching something. All I'm doing is listening to it with using my eyes. But now that I got to put in my ear, like I got so much more productive once I shut the TV off and put something in my ears and I started doing stuff. So I really minimalized how much I actually sit at that couch and just stare at it. It's sometimes it's nice to sit there. Usually when I'm like editing a podcast or doing a design, I did some challenge coins, some ride or die challenge coins for some of my better people in my life, and then I did a Medusa challenge coin for basically just to show people what I can do. And I had this old Medusa file that I wanted to use. I got it, so I used it. And yeah, so then I'm gonna go back to people. I don't think I'm popular, but I don't want to be popular. But having a small circle is just so important to me. Like, you can know a lot of people, have a lot of acquaintances. Did I say that right? I'm so bad at speaking sometimes. It's not. But when you already have a small circle, it's easy to get a hold of somebody. And when you have a big circle, sometimes there's too many options to choose from. And I used to be that guy that ran around hanging out with everybody. Not necessarily I want to be everybody's friend, but I like the idea that every night I could find something to do. But then I never got enough time for myself growing up in my early 20s or basically until I had my daughter. I was always doing stuff. I was always hanging out with people, or trying to at least, and you never took the time to sit there and just be with me. And the past 6, 7, 8 months, it's all it's been is me, and I love it. I love that I'm finally focusing on things that actually matter in my life. The things that have meaning in my life, the people that have meaning in life, like this podcast. Like, I love doing this podcast. Is it necessary? No, but it's something. Like, like social media, I don't really post anything that much. I want my life to be a little bit private, but then it's like, Matthew, you have a podcast. How can you be private? And then I'm thinking, like, well, you know what? The podcast is unique. I always get compliments about it. My friend Katie came over and she did a podcast with me for like an hour and a half. It was great. Like, we just had fun. So it's something I can interact with, like, some of my closest people with. And I'm planning to have a lot more people on the podcast, and I think it's very exciting, very fun. Like, I'm not gonna try to force things, because I think if you try to force something, it's not meant to be. Just let everything happen like naturally. Let it be organic and just have fun. And I didn't know how my podcast with Katie was gonna go, but it was a blast. We sat there and I had this card game. And if you listen to my last podcast, you probably know what I'm talking about. But it's called Icebreakers, and it's basically a question thing. Like, some's kind of like dating, and some's like really personal. And me and Katie really got into some personal questions, and it was just a whole lot of fun. And yeah, so people wise, I like where I'm at right now. I'm like with the 5 good friends that I have, and some of them friends that I used to have, like, I really don't talk to anymore. Everybody's life gets busy. But I'm gonna take the time to once a month. Every time I come home, I'm gonna find a friend that I used to be really good friends with, and then I'm just gonna call and say hi. Uh, Katie and I were talking about that. I think that's so good, such a good aspect. Just find someone that used to be important in your life, even though that life kind of everybody life separated you because we all have lives. Uh, it's good. I've had a friend the other day call me, and he lives up in Alaska, and he's like, "Hey, bud, blah this, blah that," and I'm like, "Oh man, what a blast from the past!" And I love that idea. So that's what I'm gonna do. And oh, what else is there to talk about? Minimalizing, man. I don't. This podcast, like, it's 6:40 something in the morning or 6:30 something in the morning now, and I'm just tired trying to talk, drinking coffee, and my dog. I don't know. Did I say anything about my dog? My dog should be right here, just passed out on his little couch with his little shark boy. Um. Oh, memories. That's something I could talk about. So I kind of talk about with clothing. Um, why do we hold on to things? Because we're attached to them in a way that they bring us memories. Uh, yeah, I like that. I have a lot of stuff. Most stuff I keep is for memories of whatever. Um, but all your memories are in your head. Like, why do you need something to remind you of something good you had or something bad that you had? Like, you don't need that. Like, that's why I kind of journal stuff down. So the journals is what I keep. I write the stuff down, and every once in a while I'll go back and read and have a giggle or maybe even have a little cry. And it's just like, yeah, this I don't need all this stuff. I don't even know where I'm going with this podcast anymore. I don't need all this stuff. Like, I want to be professional. Like with my podcast, I want to be professional. With my home company, home business, I want to be professional. And professional, you kind of you don't need a lot of stuff, but you do need things. So basically, all I'm doing is saving my money, going out less, like dinner and stuff like this. I still I still go to the bar and socialize and stuff like that because I find that a lot of fun actually, and I feel like I've spent years not doing that, and is what it is. But yeah, I'm super excited for just this idea in my head that I'm just gonna minimalize my life, save some money, start this business, and just roll with it. Um, everything's looking up. For a while there, I didn't think anything was gonna work out. I was not necessarily depressed, but I was really discouraged. That every time I'm basically just talking about my home business. Every time I fell into something or I found something out, it's like 2 steps back, and then I find something else. Oh, another step back, and 1 step forward. 2 steps back, and it was so discouraging. And it's like, keep going. As long as my focus is in front of me and this idea of letting things happen naturally and I don't need all this stuff, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do what I want to do. And then I can say that all I want, right? I can tell you that I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be able to quit the oil field, get a part-time job, and do my home base business full time. But I can say that all I want, but unless I actually work at it and my actions speak louder than my words, which I think that's how most people are. Their actions speak louder than the words, and that's what I'm gonna do. I gotta show myself. I really don't care if I show people or not. That I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna show myself. Like in my last podcast with Katie, one of the questions was, "Who do you admire the most?" And I said kind of a weird what's the word conceited thing. I admire myself, and I admire myself because like I don't like giving up. I don't like failing. Actually, I don't mind failing. No, I don't like it, but failing has literally created the person I am today, and I don't care if I fail more with this business because love it. I enjoy the product I put out. I enjoy what people see, like what I see when I give this product back to people when they're grateful because it's very, very artsy stuff. I love art. I love handguns, but the handgun things I got to put on the side for right now until I get a FFL and some other stuff. But yeah, but that minimized my life. That's what I'm gonna do. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. It was kind of short, but yeah, train hard, do good, be kind. Love you. Can you say bye, Broly? Nope. Peace.